I thought today with Abraham and Sarah, be good to recognize that our theme this morning and for this weekend's liturgy is really all about faith. And I think about faith and I can't help but remember and call to mind pretty vividly the number of people over the course of my life working in a parish, before that working for the diocese, just experiencing many people of tremendous faith who were just a great inspiration to me and to my own journey of faith. If we look at Abraham and Sarah for just a minute, imagine the audacity of Abraham and Sarah's faith. At God's call, they left their homeland, they packed it up and they left. That was the only place that they really felt familiar, that they were comfortable with and safe. And they ventured out into the unknown, into the uncharted territory, having no idea really where they were going towards a promised land that must at times have seemed less than promising. There were no GPSs, there were no maps, there were no guides, there was no timeline. There was no geographical clue as to where they were going. They had to just trust that God would lead them to where God wanted them to be. And amazingly, that faith and that trust, that's exactly what they had and what they did. They packed it up and they told their family and friends goodbye, and they set out because of God's call. Later, you heard, God promised them that they would have many descendants. Now, they were already about 70 years of age, and they really had to question, what is this all about, that we're going to have many children? But in the end, God fulfilled his promises to Abraham and to Sarah, not as soon as they would have liked, maybe not in the way that they would have liked, but this promise, the fulfillment of the promise really wouldn't even take place in their own lifetime. But God is not on our own timetable or controlled by our timetable and our calendars. There was one African American preacher that I heard speak a number of years ago, and he said, and this kind of captures it all, he said, God's promises are powerful, sure, but they can also be powerful, slow. Powerful, sure, they can also be powerful, slow. The author of Hebrews, you heard today say to us, faith is being sure what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. The writer of Hebrews described faith as a willingness to keep looking forward, to keep going, to keep on. And that's exactly what Abraham and Sarah did. They kept looking forward. And that's what we are called to do as well. We keep the faith and trust with all our hearts that God is with us and will see us through to where we need to be. So when your faith is wobbly, and sometimes for all of us, our faith can be wobbly, and we need to listen. Sometimes we think we need to talk, but we just need to listen. And when our faith seems to fail us, we need to pray. So in a book entitled The Noble Red Man, which is a wonderful book by Lakota, the author writes the following, and I will conclude with this. There's only one time to pray, and that time is now. There is no better time to pray than right now. Now is the only time you need to pray, and you can't pray any other time than right now. And also, you need to listen. Listen and pray that God will take us to where God would have us to be. God bless you all.